The NBA is totally different from the NFL, MLB, and NHL. It's almost never about teamwork, but rather about how many superstars you have. Don't believe us? Didn't the Bulls dynasty of the 90s have MJ, Scottie, Pippen, and Dennis Rodman? Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal guided the Lakers to a three-peat, and the San Antonio Spurs' 4 recent championships were thanks to Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili. LeBron James needed a pair of superstars to win all his NBA titles, too. So what if 10 other NBA teams got the hint and traded for another star? I'm Justin Fraction, and today we take a look at 10 NBA teams who are one superstar away from being a super team. And we do hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, feel free to click subscribe down below for more cool videos every single day. Number 10, Minnesota Timberwolves. Andrew Wiggins could be the NBA's top player sooner rather than later. He has no problem posting over 20 points per game. He has himself a sidekick in Karl Anthony Towns, who posts over 20 points and double-digit rebounds per game. There, now you have a big two. And even point guard Zach LaVine is showing signs of being a star. Now the T-Wolves can either play the waiting game and wait for these three guys to reach their prime, or they can trade for a veteran star and be a competitor by 2018. Up to them, really. Number 9, Utah Jazz. They're a good, not great team in the ultra-difficult Western Conference, but there's no way the Jazz are competing with the Warriors or Spurs unless Gordon Hayward and flashy point guard George Hill can get some help. Say this team somehow added another star. Now they're locked and loaded. Rodney Hood gives the Jazz plenty of depth, but he's not a guy to form a big three around. One more star for Utah, and it'll be the sweetest Jazz the state will ever hear. Number 8, Chicago Bulls. So bringing in Chicago native Dwayne Wade and former Boston Celtics star Rajon Rondo hasn't done a lot to help Jimmy Butler. Even though Butler has single-handedly prevented the Bulls from contending for the lottery pick, his slick ball handling and sniper shooting skills aren't enough. But if the Bulls could haul in another ultra star, could you imagine him, Butler, and D. Wade together? Number 7, Indiana Pacers. Well, the Pacers saw their prime championship window of opportunity from 2012 to 14 sail away. But with Paul George still terrorizing opponents at both ends of the court, it's evident the Pacers are just a piece away from threatening LeBron James again. Remember, George single-handedly pushed the Toronto Raptors to 7 games in the first round of the 2016 playoffs, and the Raptors are no joke. George has a solid sidekick in Miles Turner, but he doesn't have David West anymore. Making room for DeMarcus Cousins or Paul Millsap would instantly put the Pacers back on the Eastern Conference map. And hey, Blake Griffin's a free agent too in the summer. Number 6, Atlanta Hawks. Listen up. Paul Millsap is a very good player, and so is Dennis Schroeder. But they are not the lethal tandem that will get the Hawks through the Raptors or Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference. And Dwight Howard hasn't found a way to turn back the clock, so the Hawks can't rely on him either. Yet the Hawks remain a consistently winning team in the East, just not one that's good enough to compete for championships. Losing Al Horford in 2016 really hurt them. But if they can somehow add another superstar, they could be among the league's few elite teams again. Number 5, Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies have posted a winning season every year since 2011, but they only had 4 playoff series victories to show for it. Memphis has been an above-average club for some time, but they haven't been able to get through the Western Conference's best teams. You know that longtime Grizzly Zach Randolph is a game-changer, and star center Marc Gasol is a great player for them to build around. And hey, don't forget Mike Conley. But the Grizzlies aren't exactly going anywhere. Now, if they could make room for Griffin or another star, imagine how scary they could be. Number 4, Boston Celtics. This is a young team that is so close to being the top team in the Eastern Conference. Isaiah Thomas is a bona fide superstar. They absolutely need to build a team around him. Jay Crowder is another franchise building block. Veteran Al Horford gives them another key piece, but Boston isn't close to competing with the Cavaliers. If they somehow get to the NBA Finals, they wouldn't have a chance against the Western Conference champion either. Boston could speed up their championship window if they added another star, or they can wait it out. Number 3, Houston Rockets. James Harden is single-handedly making the Rockets a great team, but he will never be able to take down the Spurs, Cavaliers, and Warriors teams on his own. That's like asking Robin to beat Batman, Superman, and Spider-Man all at once. And Eric Gordon is pretty good, but the Rockets totally need another star. It's a long shot, but Blake Griffin to Houston sounds beautiful, and it would make the Rockets reach an all-time altitude if you catch our drift. Number 2, Oklahoma City Thunder. So the Thunder are a pretty good but not elite team without Kevin Durant. That's the magic of Russell Westbrook for you. Victor Oladipo and Steven Adams give OKC nice depth, but they are far from a juggernaut. Fortunately, the 2017 free agent class is loaded with players like Blake Griffin, Gordon Hayward, and Paul Millsap. One more piece in OKC, and the Thunder just might steal Durant's thunder in the Golden State. Number 1, Toronto Raptors. Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan are not LeBron James or Kyrie Irving, and yet they pushed the Cavaliers to 6 games in the 2016 Eastern Conference Finals, and seemingly every regular season game of theirs is decided in the final minute. The Raptors have been silly enough to not go after Cousins, Millsap, or other stars. They built this team around Lowry and DeRozan only. It's hard for Canada's only team to convince Americans to sign there in the offseason, but a magical trade would make them a serious contender. If they don't do something, they'll keep wasting Lowry and DeRozan's talents as they watch King James maintain his Eastern Conference throne for a long time. Which NBA team do you think will form the next super team? Join us in the comments below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps us out a ton and we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to Total Pro Sports though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.